couple completely taken by surprise when a tornado comes up from behind them and even throws the person from the car in front of them. You see this grainy footage here from tornado in Faridabad, India. You can see this guy's literally in the video filming, and I don't know how he's able to stand up. I think he just got inside when it was about ready to hit full speed on the tornado, and you can tell it's like a blur. Everything's just blowing past him, and of course someone was getting knocked over by some debris that was flying by. I thought this is some pretty crazy footage. Now this guy here, he has to be 100% straight crazy. I don't know what happened to this guy, if he maybe took something, or maybe he lost his job. I don't know what happened, but he's not wearing a seatbelt. He thinks it's a good idea to go really fast and then just somehow turn the wheel back and forth on his car, and then somehow he walked away from this. I don't know. This is pretty crazy. In this footage from the flood in South Sulawesi, we see a couple cars trying to pass this small bridge, and of course some of these bridges capsized. This one looks like it's about ready to. I showed some footage in the previous video I created where there were some of these cars that ended up in this massive flood river and ended up going towards some sort of waterfall. Now the story behind this CCTV footage that happened in late 2017 is this man gave his daughter a cell phone to play some games while they were pumping gas. Now of course this is something probably a lot of people do. Maybe he had the window open, which is where the whole error happened on a major level, other than the fact that obviously maybe this gas pump was emitting more vapors than usual as well. But in reality, a cell phone can actually ignite gas vapors. Again, here we have two more videos of basically the same thing. People fueling their cars at the gas station, and they pull out a phone, and next thing you know, the car is in pieces. Now here's an experiment that actually proves that your cell phone can set off gas fumes. And as you can see here, what ends up happening is the phone literally ignites it. Notice the pan is not sitting on anything other than a table. In this hilarious footage here, we have a dog putting a little bit bigger than usual cat in its place. We have two lions here, a lion and a lioness. This little dog is telling them who's the boss, you know? Dogs rule. In an amazing twist, this man here is literally struck by lightning 3 times in a row while walking down this road. And of course, the first time he gets zapped. He basically falls to the ground for some seconds, and he finally wakes up and like stumbles to his feet. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because he's still sort of like electrically charged or something. He's different than his surroundings, making him more of a pull, sort of a magnetic pull for this electrical current. And he gets it again. He gets zapped again, and he stays down even longer the second time around. And he gets up again. He starts walking he gets near the end of this little trail here, and he gets a third time. It's just amazing. He was struck by lightning 3 times in a row, like within about, we're talking like a minute, probably a few minutes time. Wow, isn't that a shocker? China develops microwave radar device. And, this comes out like 2 days ago. And what's so strange about it is about, 5 months ago, we had these embassy workers in China that were claiming some sort of microwave radar was being used on them. I guess they were testing this technology on our embassy workers, as you can imagine, right? Not as if they haven't used this stuff for a long period of time. They even used it back in the 70s in Britain, so apparently China's catching up to us or something. Causing real brain... Wow, this is amazing. Look at this. Okay, so there's some serious things that were happening with these microwave radar devices they're using. And of course, this was used back in the 80s with Moscow. All right. And what's so interesting about it is this technology has, very small wave patterns. And this new 5G that they're wanting to put out in society today, they want to replace 4G, which means 4th generation, with 5th generation technology for cell phone towers. And these will be with a smaller wavelength, kind of like these microwave radars. And what's so interesting about it is Dana Ashley recently did a video about interviewing an ex-DHS employee who was using these new scanners that you find in airports, these body scanners that they use, the new high-tech ones. They work off the same wavelength, this 5G 5th generation technology. And what's so strange about this interview is she mentions how she continually was getting dizzy episodes, was feeling sick, was questioning, her thoughts and her motor movements and things, and was talking about people getting cancer around her, other employees having problems, just a lot of things, just really a lot. And it was in a short period of time. Of course, she had already worked as a DHS employee for several years before these new devices were installed. And there's actually a lot of strange things going on behind the scenes with this whole topic.
Millimeter wave machines are already being used in airports, and after talking to this courageous woman, it seems to me that they are studying their impacts of 5G on our very own Americans who have taken these positions and are being exposed to these frequencies day in and day out. So you worked in an airport that utilized a machine that used these millimeter waves, and you told me before that whenever you took this job, you had in fact just taken out a health policy, a $100,000 insurance policy on yourself, and you were deemed perfectly healthy and normal. Tell us what happened. The 2 years that you were not around the machines, you were fine. But after they put these machines in, how long did it take to start feeling effects, and what were the first effects that you felt?
I first started to feel extreme fatigue and brain fog. I was also very dizzy at times. I would question my coordination, balance, perception, That was the first symptoms that I really started to notice. Coordination, tingling, dizzy, almost like wanting to faint.
Oh, right. You mentioned joint pain.
Yes, the joint pain came later on.
So talk about those symptoms later on. So we're talking about maybe 18 months after being around the machines, right?
Yes, I continued to work, even though it was very difficult. I continued to work, and I took like over-the-counter pain type medication to alleviate my symptoms while working an 8-hour day. I knew something was going on with my brain and my nervous system, so I decided to see a neurologist. I did this on my own without going to see a primary care doctor first.
Right. And you shared with me, too, that you had many coworkers there that were in similar positions to you in proximity to the machines, and that you saw, did you say 28 of them come down with autoimmune system? Or is that true?
That's correct. Over time, I just started to really pay attention to what others were saying, and, I would listen to what they were saying. Many of my coworkers would get their chemo treatments and come to work.
I was looking for more evidence about this whole 5G technology and how it affects biology and animals and such, and I found this here. Hundreds of birds fall from the sky during 5G test in Netherlands. Now, of course, I was kind of wondering if this was a true story, because sometimes you don't have true stories. So I was looking around on the internet. I found this Snopes, of course, which says that it's false, but actually I don't exactly trust Snopes. I don't know why. Maybe because they're wrong half the time. Maybe not half the time, but they're wrong a lot of the time. So at any rate, I was looking around more because I didn't really trust them. I was kind of curious if there's some truth to this. And actually, they say here they admit that these birds did fall from the sky, October 19th, 2018. It's just they don't know why they fell from the sky. They're claiming that someone was suggesting it was 5G. And they're referring to this guy's post here, where he talks about it. And I was looking around at different links, and I came across this video here, which was produced by someone from the Netherlands, Hart van Nederland, and it was basically saying it was a mystery why they fell from the sky. All right, so then I was looking around for more information on this, and I found this. This is kind of interesting. Huawei demos live 5G network in the Netherlands, and it was in The Hague, which is actually the city we're talking about here, but it was in June 28th, so obviously this shows that there's some history already in the city, right? But it's not October, so that that doesn't exactly tell us a lot. But so I was looking at comments under this video, and I found this comment, and he says here, 5G test, I received the following message: a new 5G mast on the roof of HS Telecenter is not visible on the corner of the horseshoe, low on the roof. A test was done, this in connection with the railway station in Holland, to see how large the range was, whether there was no adverse equipment damage that would arise from this. Immediately afterwards, birds fell massively from the trees, and the ducks that swam, they were saying that they put their head underwater to escape it and such. But so that was one comment. Someone said they received a message about this thing being installed, which is interesting because I did find some more information here. I found this strange article which won't load correctly now for some reason, but I did a Google Translate. This is from the Netherlands. This article is on a news website in the Netherlands, and I was able to translate it, and for some reason it won't load right now. I don't know why, but at any rate, it says that there was some strange agreement between 5G technology and crowd control for the Netherlands, and it was in October, which is the exact same month that this happened, this weird event. Okay, now this is all tying together to sort of give the an indication that maybe they were doing some sort of burst to see how powerful this 5G could go and how far it could go, and perhaps this is what was actually the real reason all these birds mysteriously just fell from the sky all at once. So that's kind of what I'm kind of thinking. We don't exactly know for sure, but that seemingly seems to be where this rabbit trail leads.